What's up guys, it's Lord Both here with another video, and the numbers for Borderlands the movie are in, and they are not good. Borderlands flops with abysmal opening weekend box office. This comes to us from comicbook.com. Borderlands made its debut in theaters this weekend, and it's safe to say the movie is struggling right out of the gate. According to reporting from Variety, the movie came in 4th place at the domestic box office, bringing in just $8.8 million. By the way, any action blockbuster film, whether it's a video game adaptation or a comic book adaptation, anything like that, coming in 4th when it debuts in the theaters is not good, no matter what the numbers are. Deadpool and Wolverine continue to dominate the top spot, with It Ends With Us in 2nd place and Twisters in 3rd. Numbers for Borderlands were actually worse outside of North America, with the movie making $7.7 million overseas. In total, the movie brought in about $16.5 million. Sources for Lionsgate apparently told Variety that the box office take is far behind already low pre-release expectations. So Lionsgate was basically saying, we knew this movie wasn't going to make any fucking money, but it's making significantly less than we thought it was going to be. It's way worse than we thought it was. Sometimes movies that have a weak start will get a boost following positive word of mouth, but it seems unlikely this will be the case for Borderlands. Reviews for the film adaptation were about as bad as humanly possible, with the movie debuting at a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. We covered that in a previous video if you want to go look that up, the Rotten Tomatoes scores. Old Grace Randolph becoming the first person to give it a positive review of all the critics that viewed it. And she only gave it a positive review because she likes Cate Blanchett. As more reviews have come in, that rating among reviews increased to just 9%. Oh man, we're moving up in the world, boys. The audience score is slightly better at 50%. And that's probably verified audience score. When you go to all audience score, it's probably way worse than that. With a budget of $115 million and $30 million spent by Lionsgate on marketing and distribution, things are looking pretty bleak. Probably more than $30 million that they're actually planning on marketing. This film probably has to make somewhere in the range of $250 to $300 million to break even. Any of the shared hopes of the potential prequel or sequel are looking a bit unlikely at the moment. This thing makes the Dungeons & Dragons sequel film look almost for certain, by how certain this thing is not going to get a sequel. There have been signs for years that Borderlands might be in trouble. The movie finished filming all the way back in 2021, with the cast returning in 2023 to film reshoots. Those reshoots did not involve director Eli Roth, with Deadpool director Tim Miller stepping in. Yeah, it's always a great idea when you hire a horror movie director to direct the film first off, then you bring in a comedic shoot-'em-up director to film the reshoots. I'm sure nothing could go wrong there. It's like when Steven Spielberg took over for Stanley Kubrick when he died filming AI. It's not like Spielberg Disneyfied that film and made it completely terrible. Oh wait, yeah, he did. The gap between filming and the release had fans of video games concerned long before the critics had a chance to see it, and it seems those fears were justified. And it makes sense that this film was essentially filmed all the way back in 2020 through 2021, because some of the people in it just don't make any sense. Cate Blanchett is on record saying that she took the role for this film because she was spending too much time in her garden because of coof restrictions and she was going crazy. Kevin Hart is in this film because in 2019-2020, Kevin Hart was a real big thing and people wanted him in all the movies. Now you don't see him in a lot of movie roles. When's the last big Kevin Hart film you remember being released? The last Jumanji film, maybe? It also makes sense that the film would come out around that time. Borderlands 3 came out in 2019, so there was still hype for the games at that point. In all honesty, they should have made this film between Borderlands 2 and Borderlands 3 to hype up the for certain next game. Now we don't really know if we're going to get a Borderlands 4. It's expected that Borderlands 4 is in development and will be coming out. But at this point, with how bad this film is done, if Borderlands 4 comes out and it is not something to behold, just a truly amazing game that people can't stop talking about, the franchise is going to be dead. The rest of the cast doesn't really make that much sense either. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis playing a woman who's supposed to be in her 30s or something. It's like the casting director had a dream cast for this film from the 1990s and early 2000s, and they just simply did not want to change their mind about it. Despite all the negativity surrounding the film, some are still hoping Borderlands finds its audience. Speaking with IGN, Take-Two Interactive CEO Strauss Zelnick shared his hopes that fans will give the film a chance. Well, they're not going to give the film a chance because everybody who sees this film is saying that it's complete dog shit. Everybody who's seeing this film, from what I've heard, says that the film is not just bad because it's a video game adaptation and it's done poorly in the taste of the video game, that they don't do the video game justice or anything like that. Everybody I'm hearing seeing this film says that it's bad just because it's a badly made movie. There's things about it that don't make sense. It's chock filled with agenda stuff again from the early 2020s period that Hollywood is kind of moving away from now. And it's got a cast that honestly just doesn't fit and is way too old. Anyway, it's clear that this film is a failure. There's no chance of it succeeding, no chance of it making its money back, which is sad because it's probably going to put other video game adaptations into jeopardy. Because I won't say that Borderlands is niche, but it's definitely not as mainstream as other video games that could have been made into movies that have better, more compelling stories. But no matter how you slice it, this movie is just a complete failure. But those are just my thoughts on the subject. If you've got your own thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you like this video, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you listening this long, and we'll talk to you again later.